So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the stock market really big drop, and the stock market's really starting to sell off hard, but why I believe the end game is coming really soon, but it's not what you think, right? S&P 500, really big drop as well too. Also the Dow Jones, this sort of short-term pullback could be the slingshot pattern to $50,000, and also why I believe the Russell is still one of the gold nuggets for an incredible 5 months of this year for an investing opportunity. I'm also going to talk to you about the actual gold market as well too. So let's actually look at the actual, this is the gold market. The gold market is in a bit of a really nice channel here, but we're also developing a really powerful pattern on the daily charts. I'm also going to talk to you about silver, how silver right now is actually starting to break out of its channel, but this could be a false breakout to create a slingshot pattern. I'm also going to talk to you about Bitcoin and why I believe Bitcoin, along with the other markets, is one of the greatest buying opportunities for the next 6 months. And we could see an incredible move coming real soon. And then I also want to talk to you about the actual fear and greed index here, what it means, what I'm actually looking for on the fear and greed index to say when the actual amazing time to buy. And then on top of all of that, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify the trend in this market, what sort of phase we're in this market right now, so you can stay emotionally calm and exactly know what's going on, so you can take advantage of the next really big move to come. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alright traders, so let's actually start with the good old stock market here today, and we'll go through all the markets today for you. So looking at the actual stock market, let's start off with the good old Nasdaq through here. So the Nasdaq, in yesterday's market update, I talked about how I believed we're probably likely to see the Nasdaq having at least a more downside to come. I mentioned that out of the Nasdaq and also the S&P. And that's what we'll be getting through here. So we are still continuing to get a bit of a drop out of the markets. But the really big thing here, and this is something that I was actually talking with my private clients today, is understand where we're at, to help you with the emotional control of what's happening with the markets right now, right? Because we can see that if I bring this up through here, we can see it's starting to be a lot of fear. This is the fear and greed index, okay? So there's starting to be a little bit of a fear in the marketplace about what's going on with these markets through here. So we've got the fear through here, and plus also we have the fear and greed index through here. So I would expect to see a bit more downside to come to get this into the extreme fear, but that's going to be a buying opportunity. It's probably going to be an amazing buying opportunity for the rest of this year. Okay, now let me explain what I mean here. One of the best things we can do when it comes to our personal trading is what? Try to remove the emotions as much as possible. Try to understand what's happening, and therefore understand what's likely to come, okay? And so, firstly, we can see there's a lot of fear happening in the marketplace. But if I go back to the Nasdaq chart here, and I go back to what's happening here, we can actually see what? We can see that this is what I want you to do, okay? In moments like this, or just even in trading in general, I want you to take everything off the screen, and I want you to just have a black chart. No moving averages, no nothing. And I just want you to have these candlestick charts. If the candlesticks are even too much, bring up a bar chart, okay? So let's just stick with the candlestick chart. But what I want you to do is I want you to squeeze it up to where there's like a good couple of years. So probably a good couple of years on your software where you want to squeeze it up through here. I'm not really focused on today's candlestick. I'm focusing on the overall picture. I want to understand what's really going on with the markets right now. And one of the best things that I use is a thing called the different phases within trend analysis. Okay, so there's different phases when we have trends in markets. So we have the first phase is we have the moving phase, right? Or the energy using phase, which is up. And then we go through what? Then we go through these phases through here, which is what we call energy building phase. And then we go through an energy using phase, and then the market might go sideways, which is another energy building phase. And then we go through this here, right? So to me, I'm always looking at the trends. And the thing for me is that we can see here that I need to understand, like, firstly, what's the trend? If the market is making these lows and higher lows and higher lows from here, I know the trend is up. Okay, cool. Now I know the trend is up. What phase of the trend are we in? Is it a change of trend? A change of trend would be a breaking of a significant low. So for the Nasdaq, it'll be a breaking of this significant low down here at 17,000 at this point in time. We have the small lows, like right here around 18,000, but the big significant lows around the 17,000. With me so far? So the first thing I'm looking at here is I'm looking at, firstly, what's the trend? Now I've established that the trend is definitely up. And if you want to really simplify this, bring it up to a weekly chart basis. So bring up a weekly chart from here. Forget the volume. Bring up a weekly chart. And then bring up, and then as you can see from a weekly chart, we start to get what? A much, much, much clearer understanding of what's going on. Now remember, firstly, what's the trend? The trend, if we are making higher lows in the markets, we know we're in an upward trend. Now, with this, within the upward trend, what sort of phase are we in? Are we in an energy using phase where the market is going up? Or are we in an energy building phase where we're starting to have a bit of a correction, right? Or a bit of a correction, a bit of a pullback in the markets? Because if we know, understanding what phase we're in right now, not only can we have a good understanding of what's happening in the markets, but then we also can anticipate what could be coming next, right? Because the market does go through these up, the energy using phase, and then it might go sideways through here, and then we energy building phase, right? These here is what's called the energy building phase within the trend, right? We have the energy using phase, energy building phase, energy using phase, energy building phase, and therefore overall, essentially, what is that? The trend itself. Now we're looking at the trend. So up, 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 up. So now if I'm looking at this level here, this is the last low through here. As long as the market makes higher lows and higher lows and higher lows, that's the upward trend. And as long as we keep making higher lows, the trend is up. But if for some reason the market comes down through here and breaks the low, then the trend is no longer up, right? So, but for now, as we speak, what is this? We have energy building, energy building, energy building. What is this? This is what now? Another what? Energy building phase, which is also known as just a pullback. Why is this important to you right now? Because as we're looking at the markets right now, the stock market right now, crash, big stock market crash. The end is near. Now, stock market crash, we're getting a really strong sell-off. Yes. The end is near. The end of this drop is near. Why? Because there's a high probability that we're going to what? Go through another big move to the upside after this correction has finished itself, right? Which we may have a little bit more downside, but I would say for August, get ready for an August, September, really good bullish month. We're getting a really strong sell-off right now. We're starting to get the fear and greed index starting to sell off right there. So if I go back to my daily charts now, we can now see when I zoom my charts right out that we can see what? We had this really nice significant move to the upside, which is what? An energy using phase. And then we went through an energy building phase sideways for many months. Then we had another really overall move to the upside. Now we're doing what? We're just coming down through here. So as we come down through to here on the Nasdaq, guess what is about to kick in over the next couple of weeks? The next what? Right? We just see that, right? We see it all through here. This is the overall energy building phase, energy using phase, energy building phase, energy using phase. So within, to me, squeeze your charts up and ask yourself, what's the trend? Now we've established we're in an upward trend. What phase of the trend are we in? Because we don't want to start to get sucked into, this is a change of trend, this is the top and the market's going to crash. No. Right? We want to, because we all know, right? The trend is your friend until the end. When is the end of the trend? Right? When is the end of the trend? The end of the trend is when? The end of the trend is when we higher lows, and higher lows, and we start to break the low here. that's when the end of the trend is in place. And this happens in every single market, right? Again, let's go back to the weekly charts. Let's go back to when the COVID stuff happened, right? Look at this here. Right? Look at this here. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Once we actually, remember I said before, as long as it keeps making these higher lows, we're in an upward trend. Look what happened here. We broke the low, right? We're no longer making higher lows anymore. We actually broke it. What does that mean? And now we started the downward movement, right? Same for the S&P 500. In fact, let's just go back to the 2008 crash. Weekly charts, low, higher lows, higher lows. You know, the higher lows all the way up, right? That was another higher low. But what happened here? This is the first time here we actually broke the low. What does that mean? Since 2003, we had this incredible bull market. And when the market started to deliver this to us, which is a breaking of the lows, and it didn't happen here. We had higher lows. See the high lows all the way up? And then we have the higher lows through here. When we broke the low, that's when we started to see the downtrend. So if you're thinking right now that this is the start of a big crash and it's all over, you're trading with your thoughts and your opinions. And as you can see through history, that whenever we go through these bear markets, what is a bear market? A bear market is just simply just looking at here, and even back through the 2000 and this big massive bubble back here, right? Like I'm going back in time. And this is just one of the most simplest things out there. But if I remove I don't know. What I do know is what the market's telling me right now, right? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. That was the first time it actually broke the low, right? Look at this here. Up, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, up, 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 up. Oh, look, we broke the low there. On the weekly chart, right? What does that mean? Big topping pattern. And then we went through a couple of year downward movement. So if you're afraid of a really big significant crash, the most powerful crash pattern ever is simple trend analysis, right? And this is what I walk through with my actual clients today. I spent an hour, I know I just spent 10 minutes with you, but I spent an hour going through examples and examples and examples, just how powerful this one thing is for you. And the reason why this is so powerful is, guess what? Because we want to remove the emotion, right? We don't want to be so sucked into the news and the media. We don't want to do that, right? We want to step back. It's like, okay, like what's really going on here, right? What is really, really, really going on here? And then therefore, and again, with my actual clients today, because I'm with them every day, therefore, when I saw this happening, we know what's happening here right now, and we know there's a high probability that we're just doing what? We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. There's a high probability we're going to continue up from there. Does that make sense, guys? So there's a couple of big things here to know as an actual trader yourself, right? So as an actual trader yourself, there's probably 3 to maybe 4 major things that's important for you, okay? The first thing here is your system. Your system in place, right? So this is the very first thing, is the system in place. For me, I have a level 1 trade and a level 2 trade. This one here is going to last up to, say, 1 week. So 1 week. This level 2 trade can last up to 2 months, right? And you're looking for really, really, really big moves from there, right? That's the system from there. The next thing here is, I honestly believe having some sort of scanning technology, and that's what I use myself. So I personally have a scanning technology that to help. This is system, SY for system. This is for scans. Having scans to help you find the trades. For me personally, I actually scan basically the entire US market, and it's helping me identify these opportunities for me, because there's no way that I could scan thousands of thousands. I could manually go through 1,000 stocks. So the scans help me identify that opportunity. Then I honestly believe, guys, that you need to have someone there to help you when it comes to some sort of coaching, right? Some sort of coaching when it comes to this here. I really honestly believe that the coaching for you guys is really big. What's the coaching going to help you with, right? We know your discipline over here, your consistency, right? Your patience, and then also your emotional control. This is the big 4 that is going to help you what? Stop taking bad trades. Be patient. Have emotional control when you're in a trade so you can let your profits run. This is what a coach does. And this is the reason why for me personally, my coaching group, I'm doing this every single day, right? I'm there every single day doing that for them. And then on that's the coaching. And then I also believe the next C for you guys, which is so important, is to have a community. Like with my coaching program, guys, I have a private Facebook group and we're all in there because, as you know, it's lonely learning this skill. It's lonely because most people don't trade the markets. So being part of a community of like-minded individuals all geared around one direction, which is becoming much better traders and supporting and helping you, this is the support system you need to keep going, because it is going to get tough sometimes. We all know that, right? This is exactly the reason why my coaching program is built this way through here. If you do need some help here, guys, then there should be that very first link in the description there. Go to getjohntop.com. I've got 2 spots left for my coaching program. And if you're interested in joining this here, where you're going to get the systems, the education, the scans, me as a coach every single day, and also the community, this is exactly what's going to help you becoming such a better trader. And this system and this coaching here, guys, is for 1 year with me. So every day, you're actually with me every day, seeing the trades I'm doing, because there's a live room, but then we have the sense of community and so much more. So if you want to take that last 2 spots I've just got open, then go to getjohntop.com, and there should be that very first link in the description from there. So let's go look at now. So that's the Nasdaq. This is the S&P. We did look at the Nasdaq a minute ago. Right, this is the S&P 500, and we can actually see that the S&P 500 is doing the exact same thing, right? So for me, I always like to look at Fibonacci levels to where the market could come down to. So therefore, this Fibonacci level, so the S&P 500 could come down to around the 5,300, right? The Nasdaq could possibly be getting ready to bottom real soon, right? This is major support level through here, and then we have these levels through here, which is just the fit. I've just drawn that through there, which is the 50% Fibonacci level. So we're almost at that 50% level right now. Looking at the Dow Jones, if I take everything off the screen on the Dow Jones, look at this here. Low, higher low, higher low. We could be getting another significant higher low here soon. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this, and then see this. And then the Dow's probably going to start to make its way back up to 50,000 from there. Looking at now to the Russell, this is the one that I'm in right now. And whoa, the Russell's now going through, what sort of phase is the Russell going through right now? Right. Is it energy building or energy building or energy using, right? We went through a really big energy using phase. We're now going through an energy building phase from here. So we may get a bit of a movement down like that. But then guess what's coming next? Ram, bam, thank you, ma'am, to the upside, right? Ram, bam, thank you, ma'am. So Russell for me is one of those top dogs. Like, here we go, right? So that's one of the top dogs from there. Let's go look at gold right now. And gold is actually looking really strong, guys. Look, starting to look really strong. The reason why are 2 things. Firstly, if we actually, you know what? Let me bring up the trading view. By the way, guys, I use TC2000 for my software that I use, but I also like to use TradingView. So the TC2000 is the platform that I use to scan my system as well too. So now looking at this level through here, look, and this is stuff that I utilize with my coaching. From here. So anyway, so let's actually go to gold. So there's 2 major things that's happening with gold right now. Firstly, we're in a very big, strong upward trend, right? Very big, strong upward trend. Low, higher low, and now higher low through here, right? So we're in a very big, strong bull market through here. Low, and then now higher low through here as well too, as you can see. So we're definitely making really big, strong moves through here on gold. And now we've just gone on gold. Look at this here. We had what? Energy using, energy building, energy using, energy building. What comes next? Energy what? Energy using, right? So therefore, we should start to see the energy using phase, because it's been building a lot of energy for this time, which is all this time. This is the daily chart to the right, weekly chart to the left. We've been building this energy through that the entire time. So get ready for a nice big move out of the actual gold. I believe that we could, or put it this way, if we do start to develop a higher low here, right? Back to this daily charts here. short-term technical analysis says that if we do hold this level right here, or maybe even lower, and then we start to break above this high here, so above this high here, then guess what's coming? Guess what's coming? A really, 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 really big move here on the gold market from here. And also looking at silver as well too. Silver's broken out of its channel from here, so I want to see what comes next. Is this a false breakout with silver on this channel? If it is, we'll start to see a turnaround with silver real quickly, right? So what can actually happen here is this. We may get a little bit more of a flush down from here. Then it may turn back around, come back up, and then get back into the channel up like that. If we do get something like that, the big line I'm watching for is this level through here, right? That's that big level through there. So what I'm watching for with silver to see what's happening is that do we get the flush down, and then do we start to get the turnaround and then breaking above like that through there? If we can get that over the next, say, couple of weeks, then I believe silver's going to make really, really, really big moves in the market. And then also looking at Bitcoin as well too. Bitcoin basically did the exact same thing that I'm actually waiting for with silver, right? As you can see, Bitcoin did what? It had to flush down past the channel, outside of the bottom of the channel, and now it's come back up, and now we're through here. So to me, guys, Bitcoin is setting up for an incredible, incredible, incredible move. Like, I know a lot of people being frustrated because they thought, a lot of people thought the halving coming was going to send this to the moon. Initially, it didn't, right? It actually sent it to a big drop to the downside. That was initially, right? But now, what we're seeing is that now we're developing through here. So once we start to get back above, once we start to see, say, a 72,000 print or 70, once we start to see our 72,000 print, if we can get something like this, guys, coming out of the good old Bitcoin through there, and then a break up, then that's going to be the start of a really, really big move in the markets.